So one of the challenges when you use KB Plus for the first time is populating your institutional subscriptions from scratch, and this can be a time-consuming process. So what I'm hoping to show you today is how you can do this in a slightly shorter way, slightly more efficient way. So the first thing to do is to create a subscription. So I'm going to go to the subscriptions section as normal here. So now I'm in subscriptions, and I want to click on subscriptions offered, and then I'm going to find the subscription that I want to use as the basis for my new subscription. So I'm going to use Cambridge University Press here. So there we are, we'll select the Cambridge University Press Master Package, and I'm going to create a subscription without entitlement. So this is an empty subscription. But that's okay, because this is actually just going to be a dummy subscription, so there are no journal titles in there. And this isn't going to be my final subscription. What I'm going to do now is use the renewals process to create my actual subscription I want to make. So I do that by clicking on renewals, and then click the link to start the renewals process. So first of all, what I want to do is I wanted to create a subscription based on Cambridge University Press Master Package. So I'm going to search for that again here. So I've got my dummy subscription that I'd already created, and I'm adding the full package, the Cambridge University Press Master Package, to that. So you can see there in the basket my dummy subscription, and that full subscription there, full package there. So then if I click on the Generate Comparison Sheet, that will create me a spreadsheet which will download, and then I can open that in my spreadsheet package. I'm using one called Numbers on this computer, but obviously mainly it would be Excel. And what we can see here is a list of all the titles that are in that CUP master package, and we've got a column on a load of blank columns here, which is just because we created an empty subscription, so we've got no current details of titles in our subscription. And on the right there, you can see the green column, and that shows the details for these journals within the CUP master package. So all we need to do to make a title part of our subscription is to put a yes into, or a Y into, that column. So for each title that I want to include in my actual subscription, so we're creating a real subscription now, I put a Y into that column, and I can just go down the column doing that quite quickly. Now obviously you could do this on an automated basis if you wanted to, looking up, say, across another spreadsheet, if you already had a list of details. I can also fill in the core details here if I have any. So I'm going to say that this is a title that's core in my collection, and it's electronic. The core status is electronic. I can give it a start date. One of the things to watch out with the start dates is that Excel and other packages often convert them to their own internal date format, and if I just enter this here, you can see that's what's happened. It's converted that. So I need to get the format here right. So I'm going to change this column, all the cell formats in this column, to a text format, just to avoid that. So I'll retype that date now, and just put another date in here. And as I was saying, if you had these details in a form already that could be imported, you could actually use a lookup across spreadsheets, say, or use a database to generate a list. But that's probably a big enough topic for another screencast, so I won't go into that in more detail. I'm not going to make any of the others core. I'm going to just save this spreadsheet now. Here I'm exporting it to Excel. But obviously in Excel you just save it. Just because I'm using a different package here, I need to export it as an Excel spreadsheet, and I'm going to call that my CUP subscriptions and save that to my desktop. So now I go back to KB Plus, and in the Manage menu I've got my import renewals, And here I choose to import that file, so find it on my desktop, the CUP subscriptions file, and upload that. And we can see that what it brings in, it tells us the defaults it's going to use for the start dates and end dates there, because we didn't enter anything. But you can see it's picked up the core details that we did enter, and it's those titles where we put a yes in that column. And so if I accept that, it should create me my subscription. And so here we are, here's the subscription. It's got those titles in. You can see the core start date is set correctly on those two titles, and the core status is set to electronic. And I can change the name of this to something sensible. I'm just going to call this CUP 2013, but obviously whatever your local naming conventions for your subscriptions are. And that's done. So that's my subscription taken. And so there's just one last piece of tidying up to do after this, which is to just go back to the current subscriptions list, and there's the one I've just created. So that's my new subscription. So just find the one, my dummy subscription that was empty, and just so there it is. And then I just select it and delete it, and we're all done. So I hope that shows how you can create a subscription quite quickly on here, quickly populate the details in the spreadsheet, then import it, and have a subscription with all your core status details, all your local start and end dates fully populated and ready to go.